The word faith encompasses belief, trust, confidence, and reliance, often in the context of religion, spirituality, or personal conviction. It represents a sense of certainty and assurance, even in the absence of empirical evidence or complete understanding. Faith is not limited to religious contexts but also extends to areas such as personal relationships, self-belief, and life's unpredictable events. It plays a key role in shaping one's outlook, actions, and resilience. Here are the detailed facets of the word faith that explore its various meanings and implications. 1. Belief in something beyond empirical evidence. At its core, faith involves believing in something despite the lack of concrete evidence or proof. It extends beyond what can be scientifically verified, allowing individuals to hold beliefs based on intuition, spiritual insight, or moral conviction. This facet of faith is common in religious or spiritual contexts, where it signifies belief in a higher power, divine purpose, or the unseen aspects of reality. 2. Trust and confidence in people or principles. Faith can also refer to the trust or confidence that one places in people, principles, or systems. It involves believing that someone or something will act in a reliable or ethical manner. For example, having faith in a friend means trusting that they will support you in times of need. This type of faith extends to confidence in justice, human goodness, or the belief that truth will eventually prevail. 3. Spiritual and religious faith. In religious contexts, faith is often associated with belief in a higher power, divine teachings, or sacred scriptures. It forms the foundation of many spiritual practices and is considered a pathway to deeper understanding, salvation, or enlightenment. Different religions interpret faith in various ways, but it generally involves a commitment to spiritual principles, a relationship with the divine, or acceptance of religious doctrines. 4. Faith as a personal commitment or conviction. Faith can be viewed as a strong personal commitment to a particular belief, cause, or value. This aspect of faith goes beyond passive belief. It involves a dedicated adherence to one's principles, often motivating actions and decisions. For example, having faith in the value of education can drive someone to pursue lifelong learning, even in challenging circumstances. 5. Faith as a source of strength and resilience. Faith provides individuals with a source of strength and resilience, especially in times of adversity. It gives people the courage to persevere through difficulties, believing that there is a purpose or positive outcome ahead, even if it is not immediately apparent. This resilience through faith can be seen in how people cope with loss, illness, or other hardships, finding comfort in the belief that things will improve. 6. Faith and hope, a complementary relationship. Faith is often closely linked to hope, with the two concepts reinforcing each other. While faith is a belief or trust in something, hope is the expectation or desire for a particular outcome. Faith provides the foundation upon which hope is built, giving individuals the assurance that their aspirations are not in vain. Together, faith and hope can motivate people to strive for better futures, even when the odds are not in their favor. 7. Faith as a leap beyond reason. Sometimes described as a leap of faith, this aspect emphasizes the willingness to believe in something that may defy logic, reason, or rational evidence. It involves accepting uncertainty and embracing the unknown, often as an act of courage or conviction. This leap of faith is not about abandoning reason altogether but about recognizing the limits of human understanding and choosing to believe despite those limitations. 8. The role of faith in self-belief. Faith is not only directed outwardly towards others or the divine, it also involves having faith in oneself. Self-faith means trusting in one's own abilities, judgment, and worth. It helps individuals face challenges with confidence and maintain a positive self-image. When people have faith in their potential, they are more likely to take risks, pursue goals, and overcome obstacles. 9. Faith in humanity and goodness. Faith can also refer to a general belief in the goodness of people or the positive nature of humanity. It involves maintaining a belief in moral values, justice, or the capacity for individuals and societies to improve. This type of faith fosters optimism and encourages acts of kindness, compassion, and altruism, even when confronted with evidence of human shortcomings. 10. Faith as a practice or discipline. For many, faith is not just a belief, but also a practice or discipline. It involves regularly engaging in activities that reinforce one's faith, such as prayer, meditation, worship, or acts of service. These practices help to deepen faith over time, making it more resilient to doubt or challenges. This disciplined approach to faith can be seen in religious traditions that emphasize rituals, observances, and moral teachings. 11. Faith in the face of doubt. An important facet of faith is its ability to persist even amid doubt or uncertainty. Faith does not necessarily eliminate doubt, rather, it coexists with it, allowing individuals to maintain belief despite moments of questioning. This aspect of faith is significant because it highlights the struggle and growth that can come from wrestling with doubt and emerging with a stronger, more nuanced understanding of one's beliefs. 12. The transformative power of faith. Faith has the potential to transform lives by providing a sense of purpose, meaning, and direction. It can inspire significant changes in behavior, lifestyle, or worldview. For instance, someone who experiences a spiritual awakening may undergo a profound transformation in their values, priorities, and way of living. This transformative power of faith is evident in many stories of personal redemption, spiritual conversion, or life-changing experiences. 13. Faith in the unfolding of life. Faith also involves trusting the process of life itself, believing that things happen for a reason or that there is a greater plan at work. This kind of faith is about accepting life's unpredictability and finding peace in the belief that, even when circumstances are challenging, there is a higher order or purpose behind events. It encourages surrender to the flow of life while maintaining a hopeful outlook. 14. Interpersonal faith and trust. Faith is closely related to trust in interpersonal relationships. Having faith in someone means believing in their reliability, honesty, or capabilities. This kind of faith is fundamental in building strong relationships, as it creates a foundation of trust and mutual respect. When faith in a relationship is shaken, it often requires effort and time to rebuild. 15. Faith as a cultural or societal phenomenon. Faith is not only a personal or religious experience, it can also be a cultural or societal phenomenon. Societies or cultures may share collective beliefs that shape their values, traditions, and social norms. These shared faiths can unify communities and provide a sense of identity and belonging. For example, faith in democratic principles or social justice can influence a culture's political and ethical landscape. 16. Faith in a higher purpose or calling. Faith often involves a belief in a higher purpose, mission, or calling that goes beyond individual desires. It gives people a sense of destiny or meaning in their actions. This can manifest as a commitment to serving others, advocating for a cause, or pursuing a vocation that aligns with one's values. Faith in a higher calling provides motivation and a sense of fulfillment, as it connects one's life to something greater than oneself. 17. Faith and healing. Faith is often associated with healing, both physically and emotionally. Many people find that faith can be a powerful source of comfort and hope during illness or suffering. Spiritual or religious faith, in particular, can provide a framework for understanding pain and finding peace amidst challenges. There are also psychological benefits to faith, such as reduced stress, increased resilience, and a sense of inner calm. 18. The relationship between faith and knowledge. Faith and knowledge are sometimes seen as opposites, where faith is belief without proof, and knowledge is belief with evidence. However, faith can also complement knowledge by addressing areas where empirical evidence is lacking or where philosophical questions arise. In this way, faith provides a way of engaging with mysteries, ethical dilemmas, or existential questions that knowledge alone may not fully resolve. 19. Faith as an enduring commitment. Lastly, faith represents an enduring commitment, a steadfastness that persists over time. It is often a lifelong journey that evolves with experiences, challenges, and growth. Faith can deepen, mature, or shift in response to life's events, but it remains a continuous process of belief, trust, and hope. The word faith encompasses a broad and deep concept that influences various aspects of life, from personal spirituality and relationships to societal values and resilience in facing challenges. It involves belief, trust, confidence, and commitment, often without absolute certainty, yet with a profound sense of conviction. Whether in the context of religion, self-belief, or trust in the goodness of others, faith serves as a guiding force that shapes our perspectives, decisions, and actions. The word courage encompasses qualities of bravery, strength, and determination in the face of fear, difficulty, or adversity. It is the ability to confront uncertainty, danger, or pain without being paralyzed by it, and it often involves taking risks or making sacrifices for a greater purpose. Courage is not just a physical act, but also an emotional and moral quality that empowers people to pursue their convictions, overcome obstacles, and persist despite challenges. Here are the detailed facets of the word courage that explore its various meanings and implications. 1. Facing fear and overcoming it. At its core, courage involves confronting and overcoming fear. It does not imply the absence of fear, but rather the ability to act despite it. This facet of courage allows individuals to move forward even when they feel afraid, insecure, or vulnerable. For example, a person who is afraid of public speaking but still chooses to give a speech is demonstrating courage by pushing through their fear. 2. Physical courage. Physical courage refers to bravery in the face of physical harm or danger. It is commonly associated with acts of heroism, such as soldiers in combat, firefighters rescuing people from burning buildings, or athletes pushing through pain to achieve a goal. Physical courage often involves putting one's body at risk for the sake of protecting others, achieving a goal, or fulfilling a duty. 3. Emotional courage. Emotional courage involves confronting and processing difficult emotions, such as grief, anger, or sadness. It means allowing oneself to feel deeply, express vulnerabilities, and face uncomfortable truths. This type of courage is essential for personal growth and healing, as it empowers individuals to acknowledge and deal with their feelings rather than avoiding them. 4. Moral courage. Moral courage is the strength to stand up for what is right, even in the face of social disapproval, backlash, or personal risk. It involves acting according to one's ethical beliefs and principles, even when it is unpopular, inconvenient, or dangerous to do so. Examples of moral courage include whistleblowers exposing corruption, activists fighting for social justice, and individuals who speak out against discrimination or wrongdoing. 5. Intellectual courage. Intellectual courage is the willingness to challenge one's own beliefs, confront new ideas, and engage with difficult or controversial topics. It involves a readiness to question assumptions, change one's mind when presented with new evidence, and admit to not having all the answers. This type of courage is essential for growth in knowledge, open-mindedness, and critical thinking. 6. Spiritual courage. In a spiritual context, courage involves the strength to follow one's spiritual path, trust in a higher purpose, or maintain faith in the face of doubt. Spiritual courage can mean embracing the uncertainties of life, accepting one's mortality, or facing existential questions with a sense of peace or purpose. It often requires a deep trust in oneself or a higher power to navigate life's challenges. 7. Courage in vulnerability. True courage often involves being vulnerable, sharing one's thoughts, feelings, or fears with others, and accepting that there may be judgment or rejection. This type of courage allows for deeper connections, authentic relationships, and emotional growth. It is about being brave enough to show one's true self, admit mistakes, or ask for help. 8. Perseverance and resilience as forms of courage. Courage is also linked to perseverance and resilience, which involve the ability to continue striving toward goals despite setbacks, obstacles, or failures. It is the courage to keep moving forward, adapt, and rise again after being knocked down. This facet of courage is crucial in overcoming life's challenges, whether they are professional, personal, or health-related. 9. Everyday acts of courage. Not all acts of courage are grand or dramatic, many are subtle and found in everyday life. This could include speaking up in a meeting, starting a difficult conversation, or making a significant life change, like leaving a toxic job or relationship. These everyday acts demonstrate courage because they require one to step out of their comfort zone and confront uncertainty or discomfort. 10. The courage to be authentic. Courage is needed to live authentically, to embrace one's identity, beliefs, and values, even when they do not conform to societal expectations. It is the courage to be oneself in a world that often pressures people to conform or fit in. This authenticity might involve expressing one's true opinions, pursuing passions, or living in alignment with personal values. 11. Risk-taking and courage. Courage often involves taking risks, whether those risks are physical, emotional, social, or financial. It requires a willingness to face the possibility of failure, loss, or rejection for the sake of achieving something meaningful. The courage to take risks enables individuals to pursue new opportunities, innovate, and create change in their lives and society. 12. Courage as a catalyst for change. Courage is a driving force behind personal and societal change. It takes courage to question the status quo, challenge unjust systems, or advocate for reforms. Throughout history, courageous individuals and movements have been at the forefront of significant social, political, and cultural changes, from civil rights to environmental activism. 13. The role of courage in leadership. Effective leadership requires courage. Leaders must make difficult decisions, face criticism, and take responsibility for their actions. Courageous leaders inspire others by demonstrating bravery, authenticity, and resilience, especially in times of crisis. This facet of courage in leadership involves not only standing firm in one's convictions, but also being open to feedback and willing to adapt. 14. Courage and hope. Courage is often closely linked to hope, as it involves the belief that one's actions can lead to a better outcome. Courage gives people the strength to act in the face of adversity, while hope provides the vision of a positive future. Together, they enable individuals to take meaningful steps toward achieving their goals, even when the path forward is uncertain. 15. The courage to forgive. Forgiving someone, especially after a deep betrayal or hurt, requires a significant amount of courage. It involves letting go of anger, resentment, or the desire for revenge, and choosing instead to heal and move forward. The courage to forgive can bring peace and liberation, allowing individuals to release the burden of past grievances. 16. The courage to change. Embracing change requires courage because it involves leaving behind the familiar and stepping into the unknown. Whether it's changing careers, moving to a new city, or adopting new habits, it takes courage to disrupt one's routine and confront the uncertainties associated with change. This facet of courage is essential for personal growth and transformation. 17. Cultural and societal perspectives on courage. Different cultures and societies may emphasize varying aspects of courage. In some cultures, physical bravery may be highly valued, while in others, moral or intellectual courage may be more esteemed. Understanding these cultural perspectives on courage can help in recognizing how individuals express bravery in diverse ways and contexts. 18. The development of courage over time. Courage is not always innate, it can be developed and strengthened over time through experiences, challenges, and personal growth. Acts of courage, even small ones, can build one's confidence to face greater fears or take bigger risks. This development is often seen in people who grow stronger after overcoming adversities, learning that they are capable of facing life's difficulties with bravery. 19. Courage and sacrifice. Courage often involves making sacrifices for a greater good, such as sacrificing personal comfort, safety, or gain for the sake of others or a cause. This selflessness is a powerful expression of courage, as it shows a willingness to endure hardship or loss for a higher purpose. The courage to sacrifice can be seen in acts of service, such as soldiers in the military or human rights activists fighting for justice. 20. Courage as an expression of love. Finally, courage can be an expression of love. It takes courage to put oneself at risk to protect or support loved ones, to fight for the well-being of others, or to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. Acts of love often involve courage, as they require one to be selfless, vulnerable, and willing to endure difficulties for the sake of another. The word courage encompasses a powerful and dynamic quality that touches upon physical, emotional, intellectual, and moral dimensions. It is the strength to face fear, the will to stand up for what is right, and the resilience to persist in the face of adversity. Courage is not limited to extraordinary acts, but is also found in the everyday decisions to be brave, to be true to oneself, and to make a difference in the world. Whether it manifests as risk-taking, vulnerability, or moral conviction, courage is an essential trait that enables individuals and societies to grow, change, and thrive.